Hello, welcome back to the channel and to episode 3 of this year's summer tour. I'm in Croatia and everything's going well, the weather's improved, and I'm going to be taking you on a little journey today. See, my episodes are about really riding routes and what you see from the road, meaning you don't normally see a lot of the things that I show you, because when you fly somewhere you may see something from the air, but that's it. What I show you is, if you were travelling there by road, literally what you can see from the road, and that usually means getting off the motorways, which a lot of people don't like to do. So you miss a lot of this, and unless you're actually looking for this, because it does take longer, you are going to see what you see from a motorway, and those motorways, sometimes you could be anywhere in the world and it takes you from A to B very fast, very quickly, very efficiently. But what do you actually see of the country? Very little, you know. And the charm of most countries is exactly what you are bypassing by being on a motorway, which is the whole point of them. A lot of the villages don't want a lot of traffic, so by putting in bypasses, which is basically what the motorways are, it reduces the traffic in the little villages, which is a great result actually for everybody, especially me, because while all of the traffic is generally on the motorway, I get to see the best. I get to see the best of some of these little places. You just wouldn't see any of this. None of this from the motorways. Actually, I tend to get criticised for not stopping enough on the route. However, I leave that to other channels, because if I stopped at every place worth stopping at, to be honest, the trip would take 15 times longer, and a lot of these places you have to pay to go in, so it's going to cost a lot more as well. And to be honest, I'm here for the ride. I'm doing this actually for the ride. This is a road trip. It's not a sightseeing trip, of sorts, but it's not the same as sightseeing. Yeah, sure, I sightsee what I can see from the road. Yeah, that's what I'm about. I'm in this for the trip, for the road trip, for the ride, not particularly for the destinations, because when I set off I don't actually know where I'm going. Quite simple, really. I'm going to be giving you a little bit more information today about the routes that I've taken and the national parks that I've ridden through to get this far, and some of the points of interest on the route. And there are a couple of places that I will be stopping at, including Trogir, and a very funny incident that happens there. Well, incident, yeah, it didn't actually happen, but could have done. But it's such a lovely memory. Very similar to something that I did in Italy a couple of years back, and almost instantly regretted it, and still got away with it. It's how memories are made. So Trogir is one place that I'll be stopping at, and the rest are really associated with the accommodation, because I ride, you know. I'm riding my routes and I'm filming what I'm seeing, and there have been some really funny incidents that have happened when the cameras haven't been rolling, which is always the way, isn't it? Murphy's Law is what they call that. However, I did manage to get some beautiful footage, and I'm to be honest, this is one of my, well, not my favourite episodes so far, because I haven't had that many, but it's the essence of Croatia, and I suppose I'm just happy to show it, because I've had a lot of rain and now the sun's shining, and it's kind of the way it's supposed to be. This is what you expect when you go on holiday to Croatia, and I hadn't seen much of it, and you know, you get that disgruntled thing, and then suddenly it all disappears, you know, because the sun's out and you're getting the imagery that it's what you had in your head, and then you see it in front of your nose, and then it starts making it all worthwhile, and you forget very quickly about the rain you've had. Yes, this is Trogir, where I'm actually now riding, and what a beautiful place it is. Look at this. Gorgeous. I do get jealous of all the t-shirts and shorts that are riding past me. Really. I just hope they never have accidents, because it's a different story when you hit the asphalt. Still, anyway, yes. So I figured, well, he's going up there, I can go up there, and I'm seeing cars parked up here, so here I go. And then as you turn the corner and you see the width on the sign, it says 1.60 m, it says 1.60 m. And then I'm thinking to myself, oh, that's fine, because the Rykers, and I couldn't actually, just at that moment, I couldn't recall exactly how wide the Ryker is. I believe it to be somewhere between 1.35 m and 1.50 m. And I was thinking to myself, if it's 150, oh, it's going to be tight. But you don't know exactly where and when, you know, and you just think, well, you know, I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. And yeah, there were moments when I think, am I hearing the sides of the walls here? And I'm thinking, no, don't be paranoid, just go for it. And yeah, it's not always completely clear as to where you're going. I just went for it. Only this little road, as much as there, you know, obviously it's used, there are cars parked everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but there are cars parked. It's this is turning out to be a bit of a longer street than I was thinking it was going to be. Yeah, she wasn't amused at all. No humour. I'm not sure if that's a Croatian thing or she was a tourist. Looked like a rep to me. But anyway, you know, I just think I'm going to keep going. I can't, you know, there's very little room to turn around, a few places, but, and you think, well, it's got to come to an end somewhere, so, and up the hill I go. This was really steep as well. You're not seeing that particularly. Yeah, here and there you can see it on the buildings. This was, you know, this was an upward road. Quite a steep upward road. And then you see it, the other side of the island, so we're high enough up to have a great view too. But yeah, me in cities, I don't particularly want to stay in the city. The heat has risen considerably since I've been riding around here. Yeah, closed in, no wind, no breeze, yeah. And as much as it's not too busy, it's too busy for me. So I'm going to be I'm heading south. I need to head south again. So, yeah, Trogir, it was lovely for the experience, but I am going to leave you behind me. Some of the national parks and, you know, a general route that I was taking. Okay, just to give you a quick breakdown, I have travelled about 2,300 kilometres so far since leaving the Netherlands on the 31st. I've been on the road now for about 16 days, and it's only going to take me now another day or so to get to my, probably the furthest point I'm going to be able to travel, the furthest southerly point anyway that I'm going to be able to travel this tour. Also because of time and temperature, which is getting crazy. generally look for things that include breakfast, because then you can normally fill yourself up in the morning and it will keep you going most of your riding day. And then you get something usually around the time you're looking for accommodation, late in the afternoon. And the rest is, obviously it's totally up to you. It's summertime, so you get longer daylight hours, and it's, some people like to ride at night. I don't. You're going to miss everything if you ride at night. If it's if it's not the first time you've ridden here, then maybe it's an advantage. I don't see it as an advantage here. So everyone to their own. Yes, everyone to their own. It's a strange thing. It's a very strange thing. Well, maybe not so strange, considering where I live. I'm drawn to mountains. Maybe it's escaped you, or you haven't actually looked at any of my other episodes, but nearly all of my adventures start with mountains. And if I can find it, water. And actually the combination, if I can find the combination of mountains and water, then then is it, I can't say complete, because there are thousands of places I haven't seen yet, but I'm finding that, I suppose, Croatia, because you have this combination, you have the land, you don't see much of it, not on this road anyway, but you have the land, you have the islands, you have the sea, and you have the mountains. The mountains, yeah. See, I live at -2 meters under sea level in the Netherlands. It can get much deeper in different places, but I live in North Holland, and where I live 2 meters under sea level, and there is not much really high ground. Yeah, you can find a motorway bridge or a bypass. Down south you've got even spaghetti junctions. Well, they're high points, but what do you actually see when you're up there? Nothing, absolutely nothing. They are surrounded by concrete walls. So no, and the odd bridge. We've got bridges, they're quite high, because they have to allow the ships to go underneath them. No, I'm drawn to mountains because it's the one thing I don't really have in my life, daily life. Then, it's funny, isn't it, when somebody lives in a mountain range and you ask them where do they go on holiday, and they say Holland. That's just the way we are, isn't it? Yes, you noticed it very quickly when you're away from the coast, that the temperature goes up by about 10 degrees instantly. I mean, here, for example, we're away from the coast just a little. It feels about 10 degrees warmer. It's probably not quite that, but significantly. Yes, Podgora. We are working our way down to almost the bottom of Croatia, and are heading towards Montenegro. And the last couple of accommodations included this one. This was the Sajita holiday village. Great place, absolutely gorgeous. This was the one where I ended up with sea view, which was absolutely amazing. That's the supermarket on the left-hand side there, also handy. And this was a little road that I decided to discover. I was thinking, right, that's the hotel. The other road was the hotel. And I'm thinking, well, where does this go? So I was hoping that it would actually go all the way down to the beach. So I'm thinking, right, before I leave, I'm just going to check out that little road, just to see where it goes. A beautiful little road. Even has its own hairpin. Look at this. Oh, lovely, lovely. Can you imagine if this was your house and this was what you come home to in the evening? Oh, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, where did it all go wrong? Look at this. Unfortunately, this was not my accommodation. I wish, but you know, just to make sure I knew where I was going, you know, one road to the top. I just had to stop here for a second and check the navigation. Yeah, just a quick update. I found the sun. It's been a long ride, but I found it, and I'm very glad. It's now 32 degrees in, I don't know how to pronounce it, Omis, I think, in Croatia. More than happy, and I just thought I'd share that with you. So anybody looking for a holiday, Croatia is not a bad bet. Yes, I've been given the advice actually not to stay in Dubrovnik, as much as it is a gorgeous, beautiful city, and has been used by many a television production team. It's expensive, and I've been advised that the best way to see it is actually to go past Dubrovnik and find an accommodation somewhere in the region of Cavtat. And from Cavtat, there are regular ferry services that take people to Dubrovnik and back. And that is the much preferred way of travelling to and from Dubrovnik. And for the interested, Cavtat is also the home of the airport that you will be needing for Dubrovnik.